So I didn't initially find out about Verto on my own. My daughter, who was all set to apply and go through the regular college process, a Verto admissions officer, excuse me, a Verto admissions officer went up to her school, visited, and not only was Liv thrilled by the possibilities, but several of her teachers came up to her and said, "This is something you should really take a look at." And so she brought it to us, and we've been very pleased with it ever since. Liv's a pretty adventurous kid. She's outgoing, and while certainly has done well at school, the idea of signing up for a traditional path right out of high school wasn't really top of her list. And so the idea of going and adventuring and seeing the world and being able to then roll into a four-year university was just significantly more appealing for her. So I think we've done a pretty good job of sparking some interest in travel in her. We've been to some places, but certainly not all. And one of the gifts of the school that she's at is that she's gotten to know some international students and started to get a real flavor for what different parts of the world are and could be like. Last year, she had the opportunity to go to Costa Rica with Rustic Pathways and just fell in love with Costa Rica. Came back and was like, "This is where I'm moving. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to get a job with Rustic Pathways. And I'm moving there." And I was like, maybe check out one or two other countries before you decide in and lock in on Costa Rica. And so when Verto came along, I think it gave her the opportunity to go try lots of different things and then settle in on maybe where she wants to be. As far as concerned, she's going to be away for a long time. She's been away for a few months at a time at summer camp, but it was easier to kind of get in contact with her. So the idea that she's in Asia, places that I haven't been, are both really exciting and also a little nerve-wracking. So the admissions process for us was good. Mostly when she got into Verto, she got a little taller, or she breathed a little easier, and was just thrilled to know what at least next year was going to look like. And then the ability to essentially check the box and apply to several schools kind of reversed the admissions process for us. So instead of researching schools intensively and then applying and then hoping you get in and then figuring it out from there, we were able to lightly take a look, apply, get into a few schools, and then start to do the research now knowing that she's got in. So we're going on college visits coming up, and while she's accepted and really excited to go to one particular school at this point, it was a good admissions process for Olivia. The course descriptions are pretty interesting. I'm jealous outside of having to relearn how to write some of the sustainability courses and there's an economics course in Asia that looks very interesting. It's significantly more immersive, at least from what I remember of college, where you're really diving into the subjects. But more importantly, you're not just studying the things that you're reading and writing about, you're actually digging in and experiencing them. And so you leave not just with some knowledge, but some real hands-on experience. And when it comes to sustainability and environmentally sourcing things and some of the different things that they're going to be learning, and Spanish immersion, those are things that you can't get on a typical campus. Typically, when kids are freshmen to college, they're out of that home for the first time and they're running around, some a little loose and wild. And so the idea that you're entering into college as a sophomore for kids that take a full year at Verto is a huge advantage, because not only have you matured, but everybody else at the college has matured, and so you really get to hit the ground running and dig back into the academic side as well as the social side, but it's not so uniform. One, to take a real serious look at it and to rethink perhaps what their expectations are for what a four-year university experience could be like. So one, it's not just the cost savings, but that's a big deal. Two, it's not just the international experience and the fact that you get to then enter the workforce with that under your belt, but that's a big deal. It's not just the fact that you don't have to jump right out of high school into the academic rigor of some four-year universities. It's really the combination of all of that. getting to do it with a smaller cohort. And so if and when I'm talking to people about Verto, I've never been prouder of my daughter to get to say what she's doing next year. One, because she brought it to us and really found it on her own, but two, because it represents the kind of person that I want to be around and that I like to be around, and the kind of person that she's becoming. And so, yeah, what do I say to people about Verto? I probably oversell it a bit, but mostly because I'm just so thrilled that my daughter's going next year.